think we're into multi-platform Wombat's news and stuff.
We're done with new releases. Wombat, this is your section. You're supposed to be leading the charge.
I didn't even know we were up to this. And, that's not, I was going to say, I'm not playing any of these games, but that's not true because I have been playing Titanfall 2, which is not a remaster, and nor is it old. So
right.
How do you feel? How do you feel about this, Shipwreck?
I like Titanfall 2 quite a bit. I think I've stated that before.
We're talking about the campaign.
Yeah, I haven't played the multiplayer yet at all. I want to because I've been getting these Mountain Dew codes that give me like double XP and stuff.
Should I be getting Mountain Dew?
No.
I have the Buffalo Wild Wings stuff.
Oh, nice.
Here. Yeah. So I have like the wings on my Titan.
Good. But the campaign, it's so good.
It's
at least
really good.
I don't think, I know Cheapy just came off of Call of Duty. I don't think the story is done quite as well, just the storytelling aspect of it.
Correct.
That's what Call of Duty is. But just it being a fun game and like it's got so many good like surprise elements that you didn't think were going to be in there.
Right. I wasn't expecting it to be like that type
Can we go
of
full
game.
Spoilers? Can we do that for this now?
I think we can. Well, Wombat hasn't finished yet, has he?
No,
we can go spoilers up to a certain point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could say until you fight Viper, which again, I don't even know if that's a spoiler because that doesn't mean anything.
Or we could just do the spoiler at the end. You want to do spoiler after the show?
Yeah. I fought a bad guy in this game. Is that a spoiler? There's a bad guy. I fight him.
I'll just say I wasn't expecting it to be like a platformer. Although I found the platforming very, very easy. I wasn't challenged by it at all, and I let Ty play, and he didn't seem to have any problem either.
My kids very much like this game. I know, again, this is also rated M.
It's fine, though.
I know. It's there's the violence is separated by stretches of not violence, and they tended to catch the non-violent stretches, I was going
to say, because there's some pretty gruesome definitions.
Yeah, the shooting of people in this game is surprisingly graphic. It's much more graphic than it is in the multiplayer, which is sort of it's very different. Obviously, they could take more time with it because it's single player, but and the combat itself is very satisfying. It's the way the weapons handle the fact that the enemies, they opted really, I think, for a volume as opposed to bullet sponginess, which I like. I think all the different weapons, it's fun to find out what you like to play, what weapon you like to use. And yes, there's that chunk in the middle there when you get the second skill. That's what we'll call it, to not spoil it.
Yep.
That whole scenario, I kind of wish the game had like another hour of that, or maybe even two.
This is the game that I want them to make more single player content for.
Yeah, I want that. I want a lot more of that. I want a lot more of that device, and it's such a cool gimmick. It totally changes the way that you sneak up on enemies. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's some great just like open room environments too, where you're just going around just eviscerating like 30 dudes, and they're trying to like, you can do it in a way where they don't know where you're at. Not even with that gimmick that you're talking about, but just like
invisibility.
You always have. Well, you always have like a cloak ability.
Yeah, there's the default cloak, which you start the game with. I don't think that's a spoiler.
Which
it happens.
It's still fantastic though. Like to just like kill 3 dudes and then throw on the cloak and then just like sneak around like 2 other dudes and then run off a wall in a different direction and then just like jump down on other guys. It's just, it's
to do
not just standing
a wall
there.
Run to a melee, turn invisible, hide behind a wall.
Yeah.
And knock out 4 guys.
Slide, run across the floor.
It's not standing
slide.
Behind a box.
Exactly.
Yeah. There really is no cover system. It's all about being in the open and moving around. And even the different types of grenades all have a good use. The fire star grenade is so useful. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, and there's the set pieces are really impressive. My kids have an unhealthy attachment to BT, but
Not as good as Ethan, but he's okay.
I wouldn't know.
I think you need to play Call of Duty as well, Wombat. I think.
Yeah, rent it.
Yeah, I think
Red
you just
box
need to rent
set.
it. It's really good.
Well, I'm going away this weekend, so it'll be a little
Later, no rush.
Yeah.
By the way, I red boxed this. I beat it in one day. It's not long. It needs to be 10 times as long, really.
I'm very close to the end. I did play a little of the multiplayer though, also, which may be
It's hard, right? People are good though, right? You can't.
People are good. I did the mission that was in the beta where you get the points to get put in the bank. And I was like level 1 and just getting my ass handed to me constantly. So, what can you do? I don't know. It seems like it has some interesting stuff going on where you level up different things, not just the individual character. But it's surprising to me. Either I just didn't see it, or there isn't any kind of a horde mode type scenario in this game.
No.
Which, they patched that into the first Titanfall, so I kind of assumed it would be in the second one. It seems to be a big omission if it's really not there.
I wish they made the campaign like a big open world.
Well, imagine if they did that, like if they had a co-op multiplayer where it was just a big open map and you were just running around beating up on grunts. That would be kind of fun.
Sure. And doing cool platforming.
Exactly. But you're not worrying about and you're not dealing with real people that are actually going to be good at this. You can just kind of take out 30 guys for the heck of it.
Right.
Because I think that's something that a game like this, where it does excel in that kind of, going into a room and taking out 30 guys, to have that kind of a challenge mode. Batman did it actually very well, the Arkham games, where they had the challenge modes where you could just go in a room and beat up 40 guys if you felt like it. A game like this actually would really benefit from something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like the sales weren't too good.
No, they were pretty lousy. According to the NPDs for October, the rumored sales numbers were about 182,000 copies. I mean, it wasn't out very long last month, but compared to Battlefield...
It'll get a decent bump just from the holidays.
Cheapness.
Yeah, holiday cheapness.
Yeah, it already dropped
word of
in
mouth.
price.
I think everybody that plays this game is saying good things about it.
Well, it had an uphill battle. The first game was a disappointment to a lot of people.
Well, they wanted a real single player.
Yeah, and now they have one. So go buy it.
But it's real short though. That's the bummer.
It's
I wish
short,
it had.
but it's not unheard of short
No,
for this type of game.
I know, but I wanted
6 hours or something like that.
I want Ubisoft map with all the icons. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's because the game is so good that you want more of it.
Yeah, I want to armored core that shit. If you know what I mean.
I don't think there are DLC plans for this, though, are there?
Probably not.
Isn't that like the thing? There are no DLC plans for this game?
If they are, it's not going to be single player. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, there's no season pass.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sad because I think that there's a really super Titanfall 3.
Right. That's what I'm worried about. I'm just hoping that enough positives are said about it and that the game sells well enough over time that we get that EA and Respawn realize that people are hungry for a single player version of this game.
Maybe this is my theory at least. They're going to take all of these key learnings from this game and apply them to the Star Wars game they're working on.
When is that supposed to come out?
I don't know, but that's what Respawn's supposed to be coming out with next.
Right.
That's my theory. Is to expect to see a lot of this and that.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'd love to make Titanfall 3.
I don't know. They don't sound like they want to make Titanfall 3.
Well, they don't sound optimistic, I think, is because they know how many copies they've sold so far. But I think they'd like to. I mean, it's people like the game
when they put this out.
They did get screwed. Yeah.
No matter if the first game wasn't what people wanted and it was an Xbox exclusive and everything, but just putting this out a week after Battlefield 1 and a week before Call of Duty, you're sending it out to die sales wise.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm sure they didn't have a choice. August, it probably wasn't finished, which may have been a perfect time for it. And March might be too late from a financials standpoint.
So
yeah, they've gotten screwed. Respawn's gotten screwed twice on this, I think. The first time they didn't have enough time to do anything but multiplayer. And then this time around, they get released right behind Battlefield, who is getting promoted like crazy and is one of the biggest franchises around.
And sold over 1 million copies in October.
That's insane to me. Like, I played that Battlefield game. Like, I know I didn't play the multiplayer, which is what most people are playing. But just comparing the campaigns on those two games,
I'm not as drawn
day.
to it like I am to the other games of its ilk. So yeah,
Wombat, you got it. Yeah, you'll enjoy a Call of Duty. It's like Mass Effect. It's basically Mass Effect.
I've always liked Call of Duty games. I don't see why I wouldn't like this one.
It's Mass Effect without the magic.
How much is it? Is it on any of the? Let's go back to the Black Friday list.
I have it right here. Call of Duty Infinite is $35 at Target.
All right, it's almost okay. I get another 5% off on that.
You're not going to play the multiplayer. You're just going to do the single player. So you might as well just rent it from Redbox.
Maybe I would. Maybe I would just poorly play the multiplayer.
You won't. It's too complicated. And
I know.
People are going to be so good and you'll be so unhappy.
I know.
And there's a lot of learning. You have to even know. You have to know a lot.
What if I want to play the zombie mode?
Okay. But that sounds like... Actually, I do kind of want to play that.
I know. I like the zombie mode.
David Hasselhoff, Knight Rider.
That sounds
By the
tempting.
way, you know what I was thinking today?
What were you thinking?
I was thinking that your last name means knight in German, right?
It does, yes.
So you're like Michael Knight.
That's my father.
You're the Knight Rider.
That's my father's name.
See?
We used to say that all the time in the 80s when that show was on TV. My brother and I used to try to beg him to change our last name when that show was on TV.
But it was spelled differently.
Yeah, we didn't give us. We were like, change it to be like him.
Interesting. That's funny.
And then my father was like, "Why did I have such stupid children?"
Oh, it was a good show. Come on, I probably would have tried to get that going too.
Exactly. It was like a petition. We had a change.org petition going on in the house in 1984.
What is that? A cork board?
Yep. Votes to change our last name. It was 2 for and 2 against.
Right.